wanted to come on here and kind of just talk about, I don't know, like how I've been feeling lately and how everything's just, I don't know, not really a life update, but just like I don't know, like how I've just been feeling. Just incredibly lonely and just not really feeling like, I don't know, like not feeling like things are working out for me the way I'd like them. But of course, I feel like with being human, like anytime something doesn't necessarily go our way, we just have this like, I feel like at least for me, it's like, okay, this has to work. Like, it's gonna work. That's fine to have like optimism, but it's just kind of like, it's to the point where it's like, I don't think it's like a healthy sort of like optimistic like thing. It's more so like a very obsessive sort of thing where I'm like, no, I need to like do this, do this, do this, do that. And I think about it constantly. And then it just causes me to like completely spiral. It just get into this constant like state of just comparing myself to people that does me, at the end of the day, does me no good, because, you know, what am I going to get out of comparing myself? You know, I can acknowledge like places and things that I can improve on, but at the end of the day, and I can complain and complain and complain, and but like comparing myself usually just me personally leaves me feeling worse than I was before. So I just try not to get in that headspace, but I fall victim to it, and I feel like I've just been doing that a lot lately, and just like sometimes, I don't know, like, do you guys ever feel like, I was saying this before I recorded, but I was like sometimes I feel, I'm sorry, my voice keeps like, it's so hard for me to sometimes like just whisper because my voice gets like choked up, and then I feel like I have to speak normally. Sorry. But like, do you guys ever feel like I always think like I was born, right? I was born. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like I was born and I came out the womb, and I just feel like I was like stuck in a time capsule. Like I feel like someone put me in a time capsule, or like I don't know what's the thing that where like you're just a void, like you're just stuck coexisting with time, but nothing's really progressing or moving forward. It's kind of like you're just there. Like that's how I felt. I feel like someone like threw me to a black hole or something like that, and I've just kind of just been there since, just lying, waiting for something to happen to me, something exciting to happen to me, something, I don't know, terrible to happen to me. I don't know, to feel anything. I don't know. It just feels like that's what it feels like now. It just feels like sometimes life, I'm just like in a void. I just feel like I'm constantly like around. I'm in a spinning rock or planet or whatever. But I feel like I'm like a void, like not a void, but like a black hole. I don't know. I'm just a walking black hole. Just, I don't know. I don't know what's a thing where it's like, it's not really going anywhere. It's just moving, just stagnant. Yeah, that's the best way I can like summarize how I've been feeling. Yeah, it's just weird. It's weird to experience such loneliness and kind of feeling like, nobody's going through anything. No one's going through, no one can possibly be going through what I'm going through. And I know that's not true, because I feel like, you have to think about this. There have been centuries of people who have felt the exact way that you felt. And it's weird to think about that, but I feel like kind of thinking of things in like I was about to say a prehistoric sense, not a prehistoric sense, just in a like past sense, like a past tense way, like let's say in the 1800s or something like that. Like there were women who felt like they couldn't get out of bed if they had beds. Pretty sure they had beds in the 1800s, or people who so sorry, people who just couldn't get out of bed sometimes, or didn't have much of a social life, had to work all the time, had to provide for kids. Women weren't doing that. I don't think in the 1800s. I don't know. Y'all get what I'm saying? There are people who have definitely felt the way that I'm feeling, but I think loneliness, or the feeling of loneliness, is acknowledging it's a feeling. It is not true, in that you have the power to change it. And that's what I try to tell myself when these feelings come up, when I'm knee deep in my feels. I think a lot of times it's okay to feel, it's okay to allow yourself to feel lonely. But sometimes I think, at least for me, like the trap was I never offered or allowed myself to make like solutions, if that makes sense. Like I was like, this is the problem. I feel lonely. I don't like it. And nothing's wrong with being alone. Solitude, to a certain extent, is lovely, and it conserves, I feel like, our time. Like it conserves our energy. It's just a beautiful thing to be able to spend time with yourself and like truly enjoy your company. I really think that's important. But I think it kind of comes to a point where it's like just going to the mall, or things where I don't even really even have to socially interact with people. At the end of it, I'm like literally exhausted. Like the equivalent of me like going to a mall for, let's say, an hour or so, is like the equivalent of me like if I went to like a party or something, a little house party for like 10 hours. Like that's how that's how much I feel like. I feel as though I've kind of like isolated myself and just haven't been like proactive in finding ways to spend time with myself and spend time with other people. So sometimes that's just difficult. I guess the weirdest thing about it all is that like I know I can fix it. And I think that's the thing with loneliness. Like it's like, and for some people it's not. Like for some people, I don't know, maybe it's your location, like where you are. I don't know. Some people have like chronic illnesses, like disabilities that hinder them from being able to do X, Y, and Z. I'm not sure of you guys' like personal situation. I'm sorry I keep doing this to my face. I don't know if I do it to like comfort myself, or if it's like, I don't know. I think I just feel like I need to do with my hands when I'm talking. So I'm just always like doing, like anytime I start my videos, I always have to do like hand sounds or something. So it's just like I have to do something. Like I don't know. But what I do know is loneliness is ghetto. Ghetto. It's not fun. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I just want y'all to know though that, I don't know, we're gonna figure out a way. We're gonna figure out a way to not feel loneliness. And I've been going outside a lot more. Because when I tell y'all I can stay inside for a good week, I had watched a TikTok. And it was about, she was basically saying all the things that I do. Like she was like, no more are we not like not going outside and not going to the gym and all this sorts of stuff. But the outside part really clicked with me. Because I feel like I used to you know, where I live, like they have a little trail, and I used to genuinely like there was a point in time where like almost every morning I would get up and just like walk that little trail in the back. I stopped because if y'all know me, and if you don't know me, there's one thing you gonna know: I do not like frogs. Ew. I don't know why they freak me out. Ew, ew. Amphibians, I love you from afar, but so I just stopped going. And then sooner or later, it was just kind of like longer and longer and longer. I would just go without like going outside. Like, even if I wanted to go to the library or something, I didn't want to go. Like, I didn't want to go. So, it just became like, I don't want to go outside. And I have like absolutely no reason as to why I don't want to go. I just don't want to go for whatever reason. And those are probably underlying issues. I don't know. But it was just like, I just didn't want to go outside. Because I was just like, ugh, why? It's going to be boring because y'all don't know, I take online classes. To give y'all context, I take online classes. So on a daily basis, I'm not interacting with people already like that. It's kind of cut. I wish it wasn't like that. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie. I don't like getting up. I don't like getting up when I have to go somewhere. Which is why I just love this. I just love that I can just like cut on the camera or my phone and just like talk about how I'm feeling, because I think it's cathartic in a way. But to any of y'all who are going through this sort of stuff, going through extreme, having periods of loneliness, maybe because you're about to go off to a new place like college, or you're moving out your parents' place for the first time, or I don't know, you move to a new city, you don't know anyone there. Like, there's so many things that can cause this sense of loneliness. And just this period of just sadness that just washes over you. Because there's nothing like just seeing, there's nothing, I don't know, we crave community. It's just who we are. Like, it's just not normal to just want to be alone all the time. And I think that is like kind of the first step of like, okay, the reason why this loneliness that I feel is also accompanied by sadness is because I crave communities. Because I crave having a community of people who share similar morals and like values that I do, and I can have a good time with. Like, that's normal. And I have to acknowledge that, because I think for the longest I kind of like identified as the shy girl, or like the introvert, or like the one who didn't really need a lot of people. I don't know, like I didn't really need a lot of people to, like, I just enjoyed my alone time. But I was really just isolating myself for the longest time. I was just like literally just socially isolating myself. But I just thought it's because I genuinely enjoyed my alone time. And I still do. Like, I'm sure, very sure I'm mostly an introvert, but at the same time, I really do value, my love language, y'all, is quality time. I think quality time. Like, I like, if I like, my thing is like, let's hang out, let's do this. That shows that like we're committed, and that like we are willing to set time aside to hang out with each other. I really value that. And it's like, I just haven't had that. And that really gets to me. Like, if I want to go somewhere, I'm like, oop, don't have nobody to call. Or if I have, like, I had important, like, I don't know if you guys saw my last video with my Blue Yeti. If y'all watched that video, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe for my videos. But I feel like, yeah, I bought that, and then like I was so excited because I was like, this is an upgrade for my channel, da da da. And like, I only had one person to share that with. like, like I literally only had one person that I really felt the need to tell that to. Everybody else was just like my family, and I was just like, whatever. Like, y'all know. Thank y'all. I don't know, y'all know. I think I'm gonna have one of my I'm gonna have an upcoming video about that. I'm not gonna spoil it. But anyways, yeah. It's just like I had one person, and I'm grateful. Like, I'm very grateful that like I can at least consider my family, like, well, at least specifically like my siblings, like my friends, you know, because I know a lot of people just aren't necessarily close with their family at all, and it's like a blessing in itself to have family and like siblings I can consider like people I can tell stuff to. But you know, like even with family, it's just like I only can say so much. I don't know. Like it's not like my raw true self, like my raw, like the stuff I really be saying. Like y'all know. Or if you don't know, then you need to get new friends. You need to get new friends. Like if you feel like you can't be like, you like, ooh, like the stuff you probably shouldn't say, you say it to like those people. Like those are the peeps, the people I mess with, or that I used to have in my life. But yeah, it's just loneliness can be very crippling. It can eat you up inside. It can make you feel undeserving of love in a platonic or romantic way. Even from family, you just genuinely start to believe like, wow, just this like admits a lot of just like shame and like feeling incapable of being able to make real connections. Like it gets that intense, or at least it has for me. Like it's more than just like, oh, I don't have friends or whatever. It's like it literally gets to the point where I feel like I do not know how to form genuine like friendships, not friendships, genuine, just like relationships in general. Like I don't know how to cultivate. I don't know how to extend myself, I guess, and communicate with other people. Is what I'm saying. I don't know basic communication. No, I promise y'all, I know how to speak. I'm not the most well-spoken person, but I know how to speak. I think I'm not the best communicator. I'm not gonna lie with that. But yeah, sometimes it just feels like I think with all of this, it's just I just want to believe this period of isolation has taught me just to learn how to be by myself and not be dependent on other people. But then at the same time, also be very selective with the people I choose in my life. Because I feel like when you take a step back and when you kind of just don't have anyone else to really rely on, I feel like you just really start to see how people move. You start to see how people maneuver. And I think that if anything, it's allowed me to acknowledge that like I don't have to choose. I don't have to pick people in my life just because they're there. Like I have the option to choose who I want in my circle, who I feel comfortable with in my circle, you know. I feel like school just kind of threw people on us, at least me. Like I went to a really small school. So it's kind of like people that I was friends with was like out of proximity. It's like, oh, we're kind of cool. We kind of have probably some things in common. Bam, like we're cool. Like they were chill people. Like I have chill people, like good friends in high school. And then you get older, you kind of separate, go your own way. And you realize, wow, I really have to be selective about the people that I allow in my space because, well, it's not like we're going to see each other every day. We don't have school. So I feel like even in this period of like just feeling so lonely and feeling so isolated from people and just like the world in general, at the same time, I'm extremely grateful that like I can acknowledge that I still have the option to pick and choose like who I want in my life. Like, I have that option. Like, I don't have to just accept whatever comes my way just because I want to fill this void of, like, I don't want to be lonely anymore, because it's too late. I'd rather be lonely than being around a circle of people that I feel like I can't even be my most, like, authentic self with, whatever the frick that means. You know? Yeah. I hope you guys know that, you know, I don't want to say it's temporary, because sometimes it lasts a long time. Temporary can mean 3 months. Temporary can mean 6 months. Temporary can mean 3 years. But I really hope it's temporary. At least, I don't know. You know, learn how to cultivate, learn how to make hobbies outside that don't revolve around people, because people can be fickle.